Hey there, Heather, ho there, Chef Cutter Diamond. Welcome to the second last qualification video for the 32 team tournament that will actually have 32, all 32 franchises have one team added in their thing. It will be ranked based off of you win the Stanley Cup, you got a better seating and all that stuff. So anyway, this is the second last original 16, Boston, and as you can see, they have 11 teams, and that I have 11 seasons for Stone Cold Hockey. As you see, 22, 68, 84, 65, 06, 75, 23, 71, 94, 91, and 12. 6 of the teams have to play in 3 preliminary round matches to get to the quarterfinals. We have the 1965 squad against the 1984 squad, the 2012 squad versus the 68 squad, and the 71 squad versus the 06 squad. Which means that we know that the 22-23 squads are for sure in the quarterfinals. Anyway, it's unseeded, so everything's random. So anyway, the 65 squad takes on the 84 squad first, and the 84 squad wins 4-2. Pete Peters beats Jack Norris. As the 84 squad, 4 goals by Craig McTavish, Rick Middleton, Mike Krusheletsky, he played for the Bruins, and Barry Pedersen. 65 squad, Wayne Maxner and Wayne Rivers. The 71 squad wins 4-1. They got unfairly put to the preliminary round. Eddie Johnston beats Andrew Raycroft. The 71 squad's got Ken Hodge and Phil Esposito, well, Hodge Sr. and Esposito scoring both 2 goals. Glenn Murray with 1 for the 06 Bruins. The 2012 Bruins beat the 68 squad in overtime. Tim Thomas beats Eddie Johnston. The 68 squad goals by Bobby Orr and Eddie Shack. The 2012 team, Milan Lucic, Puglia, and in overtime with Gary Doak in the box, Joe Corville from Andrew Ferentz. Game 2 sees the 71 team win 3-1 as Johnston beats Tim Thomas. The 06 squad, Travis Green, with Esposito putting 2 goals more on the board than Ken Hodge Sr. So those 2 are the only guys who have scored a goal for the 71 Bruins. The 68 Bruins win in overtime backwards as Johnston beats Thomas. The 2012 squad, Milan Lucic, Zdeno Chara, Tyler Seguin, and Patrice Bergeron. 68 squad, Fred Stanfield, Esposito, Derek Sanderson. And then in overtime at 9:24, Ken Hodge Sr. from Phil Esposito and Tommy Williams. The 84 Bruins are now 2-0 up as Pete Peters beats Johnston. The 65 squad, Wayne Rivers and Tommy Williams. Louis DeFore, Tom Fergus, Ray Bork, Rick Middleton, and Krusheletsky for the 84 squad. Game 3s. The 68 squad wins 5-4 as Cheevers beats Thomas. 12 squad, Peverly, Bergeron, Nathan Horton, and Ben Bergeron again. The 68 squad, Ted Green, Derek Sanderson, Ken Hodge Sr., Tommy Williams, and then Tommy Williams again. The 65 Bruins win on the road 4-3 against the 84 team. Johnston beats Peters. Reggie Fleming, Dean Prentice, Forbes, Kennedy, and Ed Westfall for the 65 squad. 84 squad, Keith Crowder, Louis DeFore, and Tom Fergus. The 71 squad wins in overtime. They're 3-0 up. Cheevers beats Thomas. The 06 squad, Dave Scatchard, Brad Boyes, and Per Axelson. 71 Bruins, Wayne Cashman, Bobby Orr, Wayne Cashman again. And then in overtime, Fred Stanfield at 6:44 from Pye, McKenzie, and Busick. But do the 71 Bruins take the sweep? The answer is yes, they do. 6-1. Emphatically with the sweep. Johnston beats Raycroft. The 06 squad, Glenn Murray, but Sanderson, Carlton, Esposito, G. Smith, R. Smith, Riley Smith, or Ray Smith, I don't know. Wayne Cashman, and then Esposito his 6th. The 68 squad loses game 4-1. It's 2-2. Thomas beats Cheevers. Phil Esposito for the 68 squad his 3rd, but the 12 squad, Chris Kelly, Milan Lucic, Johnny Wojcik, and Brad Marchand. The 84 Bruins win 4-3. They're now 3-1 up as Peters beats Johnston. 65, Ed Westfall with 2 goals, Murray Oliver for the other. 84 team, Keith Crowder, Mike Krusheletsky, Tom Fergus, and Bill Crowder. That doesn't sound right, Bill Crowder. It is. Anyway, 84 Bruins, are they in the quarterfinals? Yes, they are. Prolongation, Peters beats Johnston. 65 squad, Ed Westfall, Reggie Fleming, and Tommy Williams. They were down 3-0. Craig McTavish, Terry O'Reilly. Spicy was still playing at the time of Ray Bork. Overtime heroics by Randy Hillier from Middleton and Crowder. Game 5, the 68 Bruins win on the road. Cheevers beats Thomas. Goals by Ted Green, Eddie Shack, Fred Stanfield, and Phil Esposito will help you. The 2012 squad, Milan Lucic and Tyler Seguin. So 68 squad wins game 6 4-3. Johnston beats Thomas, so they're in. To the quarterfinals, 12 squad, Lucic is 5th, Seguin with 2 goals per 4. Not enough as 68 squad, Tommy Williams, Johnny Busick, Pine McKenzie, and Phil Esposito are your heroes. Alright, so quarterfinals. The 68 squad will take on the 75 squad. The 84 squad takes on the 71 squad. Battle of teams that had to go through the preliminary round. The 94 Bruins take on the 22 Bruins. 2 teams that automatically went to the quarterfinals. And the 23 squad takes on the 91 squad. Those teams also had byes into the quarterfinals. Game 1, the 68 Bruins beat the 75 team 6-5 as Shil Chabert lost to Eddie Johnston. The 75 squad, Heg Nowak, Greg Shepard, Bobby Orr, Don Marcotte, and Terry O'Reilly. The 68 squad, Dallas Smith, Pine McKenzie, Bobby Orr, Johnny Busick, and Ed Westball. Esposito his 6 on the power play after Marcotte went to the box from Eddie Shack. The 31 squad wins 4-3 as Johnston beats Peters. The 84 squad, Gordon Kluzak, Rick Middleton, and Middleton again. 71 squad, Phil Esposito 7th, Westball, Don Marcotte, and Fred Stanfield. The 22 Bruins beat the 94 team 3-1 as Swayman beats John Casey. Cam Neely scored for the 94 Bruins, but Jake DeBrusk, Matt Grzelcyk, and Taylor Hall scored for the 22 squad. The 23 squad won 4-3 narrowly. Moog losing to Swayman. The 23 squad was up 4-0. Brad Marchand, not 1, not 2, but 4 goals. Dave Christian, Ray Bork, and Cam Neely for the 91 squad. Yeah, Marchand, man. Game 2. The 84 squad ties it. Doug Keene's in net against Cheevers. 71 squad, Ken Hodge Sr., Wayne Cashman, and Ed Fuzzball. Greg Johnston, Barry Pedersen, and Rick Middleton for the 84 squad. The 94 squad wins game 2. Allmark loses to John Casey. The 22 squad had goals by Taylor Hall and Jake DeBrusk. 94 squad, Tad Donato, Daniel Marawa, Cam Neely, and Glenn Wesley. Meanwhile, the 23 Bruins are now halfway home, 4-3 again. Lemelin losing to Allmark. The 91 squad, Craig Janney with 2, Chris Nyland even scoring. 23 squad, Brad Marchand, Jake DeBrusk, Fred Frederick, and David Pasternak. And the 68 Bruins with a shutout win. Cheevers beats Gilbert, Orr, Espel, and McKenzie for the 68 squad. Game 3s. The 94 team wins 2-1 as Casey beats Swayman. Pasternak scored, but Glenn Murray and Karvinoff for the Bruins. 94 squad. The 23 Bruins are now 1 win away, 4-2. Swayman beats Moog. 91 squad, Randy Burridge and Cam Neely. David Krejci, Pavel Saka, Charlie Coyle, and Matt Grzelcyk for the 23 squad. The 35 team wins 5-2, cuts that deficit down. Ken Broderick beats Eddie Johnston. 68 squad, Espel has saved Busick as 3rd. 75 squad, Don Marcotte, Wayne Cashman, Carol Faraday, Bobby Orr, and Ken Hodge Sr. The 71 Bruins win 7-3 in game 3 as Johnston takes down Peters. The 84 squad had goals by Bob Crowder, Nevin Marquardt, and Jim Nill. 71 squad, Phil Esposito, Johnny Busick, Bobby Orr, Derek Sanderson, Ed Westball. Okay, 23 Bruins, can they go to semifinals easily? Yes, they will. 3-1 as Allmark takes down Lemelin. The 91 squad got a goal by Gary Galley, but not enough as Marchand his 6th, DeBrusk his 2nd, Pasternak his 2nd. Game 4, 68 Bruins, are they up 3-1? The answer is yes, they are. 6-5. Chabert loses at Cheevers. The 68 squad, Fred Stanfield, Tommy Williams, Derek Sanderson, Glenn Saver, yep, that Glenn Saver, Derek Sanderson, and Bobby Orr. The goals, 75 squad, Greg Shepard, Wayne Cashman, Phil Esposito, Jody Busick and Esposito again. Finally scored some goals. 71 Bruins. They lose game 4, 6-5 as Mike Moffat beat Gary Cheevers, the 84 squad. 6 goals, Jim Nill, Mike Krzyzewski, Rick Middleton again, Barry Pedersen, and Ray Bork. The 71 squad, Espo his 9th, Bobby Orr, Sanderson, and then Espo his 10th. In the meantime, the 22 Bruins have tied the series at 2. Swayman beats Casey. The 22 squad, Curtis Lazar, David Pasternak, Taylor Hall, and David Pasternak in regulation. The 94 squad, Glenn Murray, Sergei Sholtok, RIP, Ray Bork, and Steve Leach. Overtime on the power play with former Kitchener Ranger David Shaw in the box. Major for slashing, Patrice Bergeron scored for Pasternak and Lazar. 68 Bruins, are they in the semifinals? Yes, they are. 3-2. Andre Gill beats Ken Broderick, the 68 squad. Dallas Smith, Ted Williams, and Phil Esposito. 75 squad, Wayne Cashman and Terry O'Reilly. The 71 Bruins win in overtime. Cheevers beats Keeds. 71 team Orr, Espo, has 11. Cashman, Espo again, his 12, and Wayne Cashman his 6. In regulation, the 84 team Keith Crowder, with that Gord Kluzak, Barry Pedersen, Mike Krzyzewski. But in overtime at 2-11, Dallas Smith from Phil Esposito and Bill Orr. In the other game 5, the 22 Bruins win. Allmark beats Vince Riedu. Nipshire for the 94 squad, but Patrice Bergeron, Ole Steen, and David Pasternak scoring those goals. The 71 Bruins win in overtime. Johnston beats Keens. 84 squad, Barry Pedersen, Craig McTavish again, and Tom Fergus. The 71 squad, Phil Esposito's 13th, Pie McKenzie, Bobby Orr, Don Ullery finally scoring. And in overtime, it was Sanderson, his 5th, from Ken Hodge and Eddie Westfall. In the meantime, the 22 Bruins are going to the next round. Allmark beats Riedu. 94 squad, Adam Oates, Daniel Marois, and Glenn Leslie. The 22 squad, David Pasternak, Jake DeBrusk, and Taylor Hall. So in my finals, we'll see the 71 squad take on the 23 squad, and the 68 squad take on the 22. I would love to see 68 versus 71 and 22 versus 23, but what can you do? Game 1 of the first one sees the 23 Bruins win 4-1. Battle of teams that fell in the first round when they should have done well. The 71 Bruins and 23 Bruins in real life, just, that's weird. But anyway, Swayman beats Cheevers. Bobby Orr has 7 for the 71 team, but Luko, Pavel Saka again, and Charlie Coyle scoring those goals. In the meantime, the 22 Bruins win 5-4. Swayman beats Cheevers. 22 goals by Taylor Hall, Chad Clifton, Matt Gridgelek, Curtis Lazar, and Brandon Carlo. The 68 squad, Glenn Saver, Don Ullery, Ed Westfall, and Pie McKenzie. The 68 Bruins win 4-1. Cheevers beats Olmark. Taylor Hall has 6. Gary Doak, Derek Sanderson, Eddie Shack, and Tommy Williams for the 68 squad. The 71 squad wins in game 2. Cheevers beats Olmark. The 23 Bruins, Pavel Saka, 2 goals. Now he's got 5. Pasternak is 3rd. Don Ullery, Phil Esposito was 14. Fred Stanfield, and then overtime, Dallas Smith from Busick and Esposito. Smith, 2nd overtime goal. Game 3 sees the 23 Bruins win in overtime. Pay him the Olmark to Cheevers. The 71 Bruins, Fred Stanfield, Bobby Orr, and Phil Esposito is 15th. 23 squad, David Krejci, Trey Frederick, and Charlie Coyle. Overtime heroics at 18:57. Brad Marchand, 7 from Foligno and Lindholm. The 68 Bruins win 6-2. Cheevers beats Allmark. 22, Pasternak and Craig Smith. Jody Busick, Bobby Orr, Jim McKenzie, Russ Lonsberry, Phil Esposito, and Ken Hodge. The 68 Bruins lose 4-2. Allmark beats Johnston. 68 team, Derek Sanderson and Skip Craig. The 22 squad, Chad Clifton, Jake DeBrusque, Patrice Bergeron, and Mark McLaughlin. That's a weird name. The 71 Bruins tie their series at 2 as Cheevers beat Swayman. 23 squad, David Pastrnak, Charlie Coyle, Dmitry Orlov, and Patrice Bergeron. Final scoring. 71 team, Ken Hodge Sr., Johnny Buzik, Don Overy, Phil Esposito, his 16th, and Ken Hodge Sr., his 6th. Pair of 2-2s. The 23 Bruins win 7-2. Swayman meets Johnston. 71 team, Ken Hodge, his 7th, Sanderson, his 6th. Bergeron, Pastrnak, Nick Foligno, Dave Pastrnak, Brad Marchand, Pastrnak will finish the hat-trick. Meanwhile, the 68 Bruins win 2-1 as Johnston beats Ullmark. Grzelcyk is 3rd for the 22 squad, but Derek Sanderson and Eddie Shack in the 3rd period. 68 team wins in overtime 4-3. So the oldies but goodies. Cheevers beats Ullmark. 68 squad was down 3-0. Eric Holla, Brad Marchand, and David Pastrnak scored goals, but they came back. Eddie Shack, Ken Hodge Sr., and Derek Sanderson. And then Shack, his 2nd of the night, 6th of the campaign from Green and Espo. The 23 Bruins, are they in? Yes, they are. 5-2. Swayman beats Johnston. 71 squad, Johnny Buzik and Ken Hodge Sr. 23 squad, David Pastrnak is 8th. Taylor Hall, his 1st and 2nd. Pastrnak scored to make it 9, and Chad Clifton, Connor Clifton, sorry. So it's 23 versus 68. 68 squad, Cheevers 7-2, Johnston 4-3, Andre Gillis just 1 game. 6-5-6. Espel 22 points. He leads in goals and assists, 10-12. And the 23 squad, Swayman 5-1, Ullmark 3-1. So, yeah. Sweep and then 6. Pastrnak 16 points, Marchand 15, Pavel Zacha 10. So Espel has 16 goals. The 71 Espel has 16 goals. Amazing, and 13 assists. 68 versus 23. Who will be at the 1968 has not had a franchise send a team. So the 68 Bruins could be the first there, or we'll have a 7th 2023 squad. The 23 squad wins game 1. Ullmark beats Cheevers. Love you, Blank. Glenn Savior, Tommy Williams, and Ken Hodge Sr. 23 squad, Patrice Bergeron, Trent Frederick, and David Pastrnak his 10th. DeBrusque in overtime his 3rd from Bergeron and Foligno. The 68 squad wins game 2. Cheevers beats Swayman. The 23 squad, DeBrusque is 4th, Bergeron is 5th, DeBrusque is 5th, and McAvoy final scoring. 68 squad, Dallas Smith, Derek Sanderson, Ed Westfall again. And Ed Westfall, he's a defenseman. He scored a hat-trick. The 23 squad wins game 3 as Ullmark beats Johnston. Bergeron scored a hat-trick to make it 8. Man, this guy's on fire. Greer is 1st. 68 squad, McKenzie is 6th, Buzik is 5th, and Espel is 11th. The 23 squad's now 1 win away, 4-1, as Ullmark beats Cheevers. Stanfield for the 68 squad, DeBrusque with the hat-trick, he's got 8. Bergeron has 9th, so they're picking up speed. And that's it. The 23 Bruins win. I kind of had a hunch. So those pesky 23 Bruins are in. They win 4-3. As Ullmark beats Cheevers, the 68 squad had goals by Derek Sanderson, Glenn Saber, and Johnny Buzik to end things, by AJ Greer, David Pastrnak, Brad Marchand in regulation, and overtime on the power play, Pastrnak his 12th from Clifton. So Pastrnak, the 23 Bruins do win something this inter-Boston tournament. New playoffs are coming up, and we will see Pittsburgh get in. So they'll have 10 teams. The 65 team didn't have an original 6. So Pittsburgh, so they'll have 10 teams. 6 quarterfinalists already in, 2 more to be decided. 84 versus 91 and 12 versus 6. Here we go. Game 1 sees the 91 squad win 4-3. Brasso beats Heron. 84 squad, Eddie Brickley, Terry O'Regan, and Pat Boutet. The 91 squad, Yager, Scott Young, Kevin Stevens, and Bobby Erie. Meanwhile, the 12 squad wins 4-3 in overtime as Brett Johnson beats Sebastian Caron. The 06 squad, Sarovi, Gonchar, and Crosby. The 12 squad, Jordan Stahl, Sibylle Mahalik, Sid the Kid, and then overtime, Derek England from Ashram and Meckham. The 12 squad is now halfway home as Fleury beats Caron. The 06 squad, Bokanicki, Kobe Armstrong, and Siggy Palffy. The 12 squad, Matt Cook, James Neal, Jordan Stahl, James Neal again, Kuditz, and then Tim Kennedy in the internet. Game 2, the 84 Penguins win 4-2. Big win for Heron over Brasso. Bob Erie and Kevin Stevens for the 91 squad, but O'Regan, Pat Boutet, and Mike Bullard, 2 goals for the 84 squad. The 91 squad easily wins 7-1 in Game 3. Frank Pietrangelo against Eddie Heron. 84 squad, Andy Brickley scored. Paul Coffey, Kitchener scoring. Then Kevin Stevens, Yuri Herdina. Then Coffey again. Sarli Solapsky, Barry Pedersen, and Kevin Stevens. One thing about Solapsky, he shouldn't really be on that 91 team because he was traded to Hartford, was he not? Anyway, the 2012 Penguins are now 1 win away. Johnson beats Caron. Malkin Cook, Richard Parker, and Pascal Dupuis. The 06 team, Ryan Malone, a pair of goals. 2012, are they sweeping? They are sweeping away. Overtime heroics, Fleury beats himself, Jordan Stahl, the hero. So the 2012 team will be going to the quarterfinals. The 84 squad is making it hard on the 91 squad. Heron beats Pietrangelo. The 84 squad, Bob Erie, Mark Taylor, Mike Bullard, and Taylor. 91, Paul Stanton, Mark Recchi, Paul Coffey, Kitchener, and Paul Stanton again. There goes by the defenseman. 2-2. Game 5 sees the 84 team win 4-1. Roberto Romano beats Brasso. 91 squad had a goal by Kitchener's Paul Coffey, his 4th. Ron Flockhart, 2 goals. Mike Bullard, his 5th, and Taylor, his 3rd. This could be an upset. It will be an upset. The 84 squad wins. Dion beats Brasso. Wow, the 91 squad out. 84 team, Mike Bullard, Kevin McCarthy. Mike Bullard, his 7th. Bullard finished hat-trick. Ron Flockhart, Ralston, and then Bullard, his 4th goal for good measure. So 9 goals in 6 games. Amazing. 91 Penguins, Kitchener's, Paul Coffey with 5. Yager, his 2nd. Solapsky, his 2nd. And Paul Stanton, his 3rd. A lot of goals by defensemen. 3 out of 4. 91 Penguins were shut down. So the 84 squad will be facing the 94 squad. The 12 squad will face 71. And the other 2 matchups, 22 Pittsburgh against 68 and 75 versus 23, are of qualifiers in the non-preliminary round teams. Game 1 sees the 94 Penguins win 3-1 as Reggie beats Heron. 84 Penguins, Pat Boutet scored. The 94 team, Yager, Stevens, and Straka are goal scorers. The 12 squad wins 3-2 as Gary Suitcase Smith loses to Marc-Andre Fleury. The 12 squad, Malkin is 3rd, Kunitz is 4th, Neal is 3rd, Valfontaine and Harberg for the 71 Penguins. The 22 Penguins win 7-2 in Game 1 of their series. Tristan Jarry beats Les Binkley. 68 squad was up 2-0. Andy Bathgate and Connick by Jeff Carter, Brian Russ, Dalton Heinen, Jack Getzel, Carter again, and then Getzel finishes a 3rd period hat-trick. Meanwhile, the 75 squad wins in overtime. Gary Annis beats Tristan Jarry. 75 squad goes by Bob Kelly, Will McDonald, Luke Morrison and Lowell McDonald again. In regulation, the 23 Penguins, Sidney Crosby, Brian Rust with a hat trick, and they still lose in overtime as Lowell McDonald got a hat trick. E-I-E-I-O from Pierre LaRouche and Ron Stackhouse. Game 2, the 2012 Penguins are now 2 up. Thiessen with a hat trick, a shutout over Binkley. Neil, Sullivan, Dupuis, Kunitz, and Stahl with the goals for the 2012 squad. The 22 Penguins are 2-0 up. Tristan Jarry wins over Binkley. Ingerfield for the 68 squad, but the 22 squad, Crosby, Heinen, Suker, Russ, Sahora, and Jake Getzel. The 23 Penguins tie their series 2-1. Jarry beats Michel Place. The 23 squad, Gino Malkin and Ricard Raquel. Lowell McDonald for the 75 Penguins is 4th. The 84 Penguins win 5-3. They tied their series. Michel Dion beats Ken Reggett. The 94 squad, Ron Francis, Martin Straka, and Mario Lemieux scoring. 84 squad, Ron Flockhart, Tyler Wilson, Bullard his 10th, Flockhart his 5th, and then Rick Kehoe finally scoring. Game 3s. First one sees the 22 Penguins now 1 win away. Casey DeSmith with the shutout. Crosby, Letang, Brock McGinn, and Evan Rodriguez with the goals. Game 3 sees the 23 Penguins win 4-3 as Tristan Jarry beats Gary Ennis. The 23 squad goals by Raquel, Crosby, Getzel, and Crosby again. 75 squad, Rick Kehoe, Sil Apps Jr., and Vic Hatfield. Not that Vic Hatfield. There's your fans. Game 3 sees the 94 Penguins win 5-2 as Brasso beats Heron. Rick Kehoe has scored both goals for the 84 team. Kevin Stevens scoring 2, Joey Mullen scoring 2, and Mario Lemieux scoring for the 94 squad. And meanwhile, the 2012 Penguins are now 1 win away, 3-1. Brad Johnson beats Binkley. The 12 squad, Kennedy his 2nd, Crosby his 2nd, and James Deal his 5th. Dean Prentice for the 71 squad. Pair sweeps possible, and the 22 Penguins with the sweep. Tristan Jarry beats Binkley. The 22 team was up 5-0. Malkin, Crosby, Brian Boyle, McGinn, and Bluger. The 68 squad, Dillabo, Bathgate, Day, but it didn't matter. Game 4 sees the 2012 Penguins win. Fleury beats Binkley. The 71 squad had goals by Sean Pronovo, 2, and Bellefontaine. But they couldn't do this. Dupuis, Stahl, Neal, and then the overtime heroics by Gino Malkin, his 4th. The 35 Penguins will go to game 6. Innes beats Tokarski. Fuck that guy. 75 Penguins. Bob Kelly and Vic Hatfield. 23 squad, Jason Suker and Chris Letang. But Lowell McDonald scored again. E-I-E-I-O. His 5th from La Framboise, or Raspberry as we call it, and Onchar. Meanwhile, the 94 Penguins win 9-2. Barraza beats Heron. The 84 squad, Bob Erie and Pat Boutet. 94 squad, Mario Lemieux, Joe Mullen, Yammer Yager, Sean McEachran, Kevin Stevens, Larry Murphy, Kevin Stevens again, Martin Straka, and Ron Francis. Lots of goal scorers. Lots. The 94 team lost in overtime as Dion beats Barrasso. Big win for the 84 squad. 94, Mullen, Straka, and Jeff Daniels. Not the actor. 84 squad, Ron Flockhart, Doug Shedden, and Mark Taylor. And then Taylor, after saving the 84 Penguins, scored in overtime in 9:02 from Whistling. The 23 Penguins win in overtime as Tokarski, not that guy, beats Brent Johnson. So the 75 Penguins, Vic Hatfield, Sean Pronovo, McNamara, and Luc Flamboise, or Mr. Raspberry. 23 squad, Jason Suker, Gino Malkin, Brian Rust, and Gino Malkin. And then overtime heroics by Suker, his 3rd from Ruta and Pettersson. 94 Penguins, do they win? Yes, they do. 6-2. Barrasso beats Vincent Tremblay. 84 squad, Taylor his 6th, Schmidt his 1st. But the 94 squad, Mullen his 5th, Straka his 5th, Francis his 3rd, Stevens his 6th, Marcus Naslund. Yes, he was a Penguin. And he did play for that team. It's not Matt Naslund. He didn't play in the 90s. And Dave Brown. Or no, Doug Brown. Yeah, Doug Brown. I should say. 23 Penguins, are they in? No, they're not. They lose 2-1 to the 75 squad. Michel Plas beats Jerry, the 75 squad, Morrison, and Paradise Gensel for the 23 squad. Secretly, I want the 75 Penguins to win because we received the 22 squad. And I get my wish. Gary Innes beats Casey Smith, the 75 squad wins. 23 squad, Archibald, Joseph, Puling, and Brian Rust. But Protovol, Abs, LeFun Blas, Stackhouse, Protovol, Arneson, Abs Jr., and Lowell McDonald doing their job. So it's 75, 22, 94, and 12 in the semifinals. And they're going to go with the two oldest still in, 75 and 94, against the two youngest, 22 and 12. Very well. Game one of the oldies semifinals sees the 75 Penguins win 4-3 as Innes beats Brasso. 94 Penguins, Doug Brown, Martin Straka, and Yammer Yager. 75 Penguins, Sean Protovol, Vic Hadfield, Bob Kelly, and Chuck Arneson. The newbies semifinals sees the 22 Penguins win 4-2 as Casey DeSmith beats Brent Johnson. The 12 squad, Joe Fatale and Chris Kunitz. The 22 squad, Brian Rust, O'Connor, Malkin, and Malkin again. Game 2 sees the 12 Penguins win 7-1. Fleury beats Jerry. The 12 squad gave a goal to Brock McGinn, but that's okay. They had Dupuis, Asham, Adams, Cook, Dupuis, Park, England scoring goals. The 75 Penguins win in overtime. They're now 2-0 up. Innes beats Barrasso. 75 Penguins, Bob Kelly with 2 in regulation, Vic Hadfield, and Sean Protovol. The 94 Penguins, Sean McCachran, Doug Brown, Ulf Samuelson finally getting in, Mark Straka. But Ron Stackhouse 56 seconds into overtime from Vic Hadfield and Lowell McDonald. Game 3 sees the 22 Penguins in overtime. Jerry beats Fleury. The 12 Penguins, Kunitz and Dupuis. Sucre and Getzel for the 22 squad. In overtime, it was Crosby at 7-14 from Getzel and Melkin. The 94 Penguins win in overtime 7-6. Reagan beats Johnson. 75 Penguins were looking decent. Vic Hadfield, Bob Paradise, Lowell McDonald again, Rick Kehoe, and Bob Kelly. 94 Penguins, Mullen, Straka, Lemieux, Tocchet, Francis, Mullen, and then in overtime, Brown has fourth from Murphy and Francis. 22 Penguins wins on La Pergation. Casey DeSmith beats Brett Johnson. Ricard Raquel and Steve Sullivan scored respectively, but in overtime at 3:28, it was Brian Boyle from Kapanen and Bluger. The 94 Penguins win 5-4 to tie that series up. Barrasso beats Plas. The 75 squad, Vic Hadfield, Rick Kehoe, Sean Protovol, and Lowell McDonald. 94 Penguins, Kevin Stevens, Yammer Yager, Sean McCachran, Rick Tocchet, and then Doug Brown. At 2-2, we see these 94 Penguins on the road win 2-1. Barrasso beats Innes. 94 Penguins, Kevin Stevens, and Mario Lemieux scoring. Vic Hadfield has 8 for the 75 squad. The 2012 Penguins win, so they're not dead yet. Fleury beats DeSmith. The 12 squad, Malkin, Dupuis, Cook, and Malkin again. The 22 squad, Latane, Getzel, and Brock McGinn. 22 Penguins will not win Game 6. The 2012 squad forces Game 7. Fleury beats DeSmith. Malkin with 4 goals for the 2012 Penguins. He's got 10 now. Meanwhile, the 22 squad, 4 goals, Malkin, Sucre, Bluger, and Jeff Carter. We have a pair of Game 7. 75 team wins 3-2 as Johnson beats Rickett. 75 team, Vic Hadfield, Sean Protovol, Ron Stackhouse, Lemieux, and Straka for the 94 squad. Game 7 sees this. sees a win for the 75 Penguins. Again, Dobson losing to Plas, so Mario's done for. The 94 squad, 3 goals. Straka with 2 and Doug Brown with 1. The 75 squad, Stackhouse, Kelly, Shock, Protovo, Pierre LaRouche. So the 75 Penguins are in the final. Who do they face? They face the 22 squad, winning thanks to Casey DeSmith. Jordan Stahl for the 12 squad, but Ruendo, Heinen, Malkin, and Evan Rodriguez, your heroes. So 75 versus 22. 75 has 3 teams in, and 2022 has 6, if you must know. So the 75 Penguins. Gary It is 5-2. Michel Plas 2-2. Bob Johnson is 1-2. Don't know that, guys, but Gary It is 5-2. Yeah, the 75 Penguins have had to go to Game 7 both rounds. Lowell McDonald 18 points, Vic Hadfield 17. So, you know, they got faced the 22. Is it the 22 squad? Yeah, it is. Casey DeSmith and Trace and Jerry both have done quite well for themselves. A sweep in round 1, and then they had to win Game 7 in round 2. Getzo and Crosby both with 11. So Crosby's in it to win it. Can he beat the 75 squad? We'll see. 75 with the 1-0 lead in the series. It is beats Jerry. The 22 squad, Getzo, Melkin, and Bluger. 75 squad, Bob Kelly, Paradise, Kehoe, and then Kelly has 9th. Game 2. Sees the 75 Penguins halfway home, 5-1. Innis beats Jerry. Ryan Boyle for the 22 squad, but the 75 squad, Lowe McDonald, Colin Campbell, De Bennett, Chuck Artisan, and Pierre LaRouche scoring the goals. The 75 squad's up 3-0. I think we can anoint them the champions. Make them the 4th squad from 1975 to move on. 4-3, Plas beats Jerry. Kelly, Arneson, Hadfield, and Kelly again. 22 squad, McGinn, Latang, and Raquel. 75 squad doesn't get the sweep. They lose 3-1 as DeSmith beats Innis. Sean Protoville has 10th, but anyway, Kapanen final scoring. Crosby with 2 goals. He's got 6. The 22 squad's won 9-4. Uh-oh. Jerry beats Innis. So the 75 squad, Lowe McDonald, Pierre LaRouche, Sean Protoville, and Sil Apps Jr. 22 squad, Carter, Rodriguez, Getzo, Crosby, Matheson, Rodriguez. So Rodriguez with the hat-trick, and Sahara. This could be huge. This is huge. The 75 squads just lost Game 6. The Smith beats Innis. Unbelievable. 75 team, Laflamboise, Shock, and Kehoe. The 22 squad, Malkin, Crosby, Raquel, and Getzel. This will be unprecedented. The 75 team just freaking blows it. And they do. They lose to the 22 squad. So the 75 Penguins end up doing what they did in real life. Blow a 3-0 series lead. Well, the 75 Penguins had to go to Game 7 for the 3rd time. So the 22 squad, Jeff Carter, Jake Getzel, Brian Boyle, and Jeff Carter. Lowe McDonald and Sean Protoville with 2 for 13. But I did anoint the 75 Penguins as champions. And Sean Protoville did score the most goals with 13. So yeah, I think we should just give the 75 Penguins their due. And the 75 Penguins should be given their due. I mean, after all, they had the most goals. And they did have a 3-0 series leads, which is almost guaranteed to make it. So I'm going to... So, yeah, the 22 Penguins may have won, but I'm going to go with the 75 Penguins because they were up 3-0. I mean, I didn't see that coming. I really didn't. So, yeah, the 75 Penguins are in and all that. So, that's what I'm just going with. That's just... Alright, there's 2 more teams left. We'll get them done tomorrow. Anyhow, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.